In 1 month, I was able to make 12R trading the markets. And there's nothing magical about it. And that is exactly what I'm going to break down. You know, when I started trading, I always thought, what is the big difference between profitable traders and unprofitable traders? And what I've understood absolutely baffled me. And now what you're going to see today is a lot of mistakes, a lot of trades that look the same way, yet end in different results. Because that is what trading is. You take a trade based on your plan and the outcome is out of your control. So I want to run through all of the trades that I took on one of my best trading months so you can understand that there's nothing special in what I'm doing, yet returns can be substantial. So all of this happened in the month of May and we're going to break all of it down. We're going to go over all of the trades that I took. Now, the first thing that we have to understand is that every single trade that I take is based on what is happening on the daily chart and on the 4-hour chart. This is where I'm going to find the direction of the market. And I want to show you how powerful it can be. Because in a lot of times, for example, on this specific day, the market at one point was looking very bearish. And what did I do? I wasn't trying to short because I knew that the market was more likely to move to the upside. But let's start with the 1st of May. On the 1st of May, I took one trade that resulted in a break even. Now, this trade, if we go onto the daily chart, we can see that on the 1st of May, the market was showing very strong bullishness. We can see bullishness, and we're respecting consistently bullish key levels. Right here on the 1st of May, what happens? The market closes above the order block and starts forming that bullishness. And so therefore, I want to execute on the longs. Now, when we go onto the 1-hour chart, we can find out how I was able to execute. Now, this resulted in a break even for something very specific. At 9 a.m., as soon as the market opened, we had the massive move to the upside. And my idea on this specific day is, are we going to continue moving higher? And I tried to find a way to execute based on that idea. But I didn't want to execute right after this move higher because there was a possibility of a manipulation. And when I enter in a specific position, what I want to be able to do is reduce my risk as fast as possible. When we go to the 1st of May, what you can see is that the market manipulated all the way down towards the order block, had one move higher, that tried to push it lower, failed. So this fair value gap tried to push the market lower, it failed, started moving higher, closed above. And so what did I do? I went to the 1-minute chart looking for a confirmation. And then as we broke higher, as we went and swept the high, at this point, the market had already been tagging me in for about 40 minutes. So what I did is I reduced my trade to minus 0.1, which eventually the market almost came back to tap me out. If it was at break even, I would have been completely tapped out. Then the market goes all the way up and then all the way down, and then all the way up, and a little bit after it tags me out for pretty much the break even. But this is one of those where the market, after that massive move to the upside, started ranging. I still was able to take advantage of a partial part of the move, but I didn't want my 1R to be a take profit because I did believe, based on the daily chart, that we had a potential to continue moving to the upside. On the 14th of July, I'm running a live event where I'm going to show you exactly how you can become a profitable trader still in 2026. For everyone who signs up, I'm going to be giving away $500,000 worth of challenges and $3,000 cash to whoever will be at the live event. So sign up with the first link in the description if you want to become a profitable trader in 2026, and I'll see you live on the 14th of July. On the next trade, we already saw that the market is bullish, right? We've already seen it. And if we go onto the daily chart, we will be able to see that here, once again, we went back to an order block. So right there, we go back towards the order block, and then we start showing bullishness. So once again, we tap it and we reject. So that shows me incredible bullishness on the charts. And so what am I looking for? Same thing as before. I am looking for the market to start showing me bullishness, and then once we close, I want to execute on continuations. And so what did I do? The market moved higher, pulled back, confirmed, and at this point I was expecting the market to just continue moving to the upside. And so I get tagged in, the market moves higher, fully reverses, and now at this point it is manipulating more, coming to the fair value gap, and then impulsing higher. So from here, this is what I say: if the market is going to go in my direction, then it needs to go soon, because if the market is going to be bullish, right? We don't expect these massive manipulations to always happen, right? This is not a bullish market. This is a bullish market where we're consistently forming higher lows in this case. And so therefore, once we confirmed this newly built order block and we confirmed this new low, what I did was I wanted to move my stops. And so what did I do? Instead of moving it towards this low, I moved it to be the beginning of this order block, into it which afterwards I was tagged out and the market still moved in my favor. But it's completely fine. As you can see, first two trades were not the best. One break even and one small loss. And you could look at this and be like, Kimmel, that's horrible. Like you took a minus 0.5 and the trade still moved in your direction. But I don't care because I'm consistently executing on my very logical plan, understanding where the market is more likely to go and trading in line with it. This is what's important. And if the market is going to go all the way down, I know a lot of traders look at this and be like, oh, Kimmel, it still moved in your direction. You did the wrong thing. What if it would have tagged me out? Right? What if you would have put your entry here, right? Let's even say you would have had a better entry than me. You moved to break even. Would have still gone in your favor. And what if you don't move it to where you logically want to move the trade and it goes all the way down, tags you out, and then it moves to the upside, right? Or tags you out and then ranges. I know a lot of traders, again, in Germany, there's a saying that goes, danach ist man immer schlauer. What that means is that afterwards, everyone is a genius. And everyone would know, like, this is still going to go higher. But that's not how the market works. You're never watching the market in hindsight. You're trading the market as it should be traded. Now, this is a very interesting one. I really, really like this one. This is a trade that I took based on the fact that we manipulated all the way down at the market open towards the 1 hour order block. Not only did we do that, but we manipulated to the order block and started moving to the upside. And then here, once we go onto that order block, what can we see? Well, once again, the market opens up, manipulates to that 1 hour order block. So that makes traders start entering in shorts because they think, okay, the top is in, we're going to go to the downside. We close bullish. So what do? I wait for 1 minute confirmation and then I execute. From this point onwards, the market moves to the upside, goes into very nice profit, and then I move my stops based on the same thing as I did on the previous trade, giving me a minus 0.3 after 40 minutes. But I knew direction was still there. The reason why I managed this position is because once again, we broke out. So I want to see the market move higher because again, I'm entering after the market open. Delivery shouldn't take 5 hours on a day where the market is likely to move in my direction. And so what I wanted to avoid is the market going, sweeping again and moving higher. And so what I did, I got out at minus 0.3. The market tagged me out at minus 0.3. And then we confirmed again. At this point, I wait for 1 minute confirmation, I get tagged in, and then the market goes towards this extreme in which I take profits because at this point we were already at 12 p.m. New York time. And so I knew that, listen, I don't really want to give all of these profits back just because the market is rebalancing again. So what I'm going to do, I take profits at the extreme, and then if the market goes to my final take profit, then it is what it is. And so it did, but I was able to manage a nice, beautiful looking trade. So what we already do is we see 4 trades, 1 break even, 2 small losers, this is important, and 1 nice winner. We have a beautiful day where we are showing bullishness in the market. Right? We can see that the market is showing us that bullishness. And it comes to the 15-minute order block. Let me quickly show you the 15-minute order block. It goes back to the 15-minute order block and starts moving bullish. And so at this point, what do? I wait for the 5-minute strong close. Let me go to that day. I'll wait for a beautiful 5-minute close, which we got. I entered on 1 minute confirmation, and then the market moved towards the high. By the way, soon I will show you exactly what that 1 minute confirmation looks like. So you have the 1 minute confirmation and the market goes down for a full -1. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe it. The market manipulated further. And at this point, we have market open manipulation, right? And not only that, it got people like myself tagged out, excited that this was finally going to go up, and then I get tagged out. But what do we have again? Very nice 5-minute reversal, comes back to the order block, I execute, and then I take my profits just a little bit after for just a trade that took me 25 minutes. And now I want to remind you of this. Notice how normal of a trader I am being, in the case that I am executing on a profitable edge over a long enough period of time. And this month was my best month, and notice how many losses I still took. Notice how many break-evens I still took. Notice how many trades I still took. This is important for you to understand that a profitable trader also enters in losses. A profitable trader also mismanages their positions. And that's why I wanted to make this video. Now let's continue. This is another day where the trade was just there. On the daily chart, we are still incredibly bullish. On the daily chart, we are still showing that strong bullishness. And so my goal right now is to keep going with that bullishness. And so what do? The same thing that I do every single time. I wait for the market to manipulate towards a key level. We go towards the 1 hour order block. We start moving bullish. We close bullish. We come back to the fair value gap. We have the 1 minute confirmation. I execute, and the market quickly goes to my final take profit of 2R. Now let me show you exactly what that 1 minute confirmation looks like. On every single one of these trades, I waited for the market to pull back and then give me a strong delivery back again in my desired direction. What does this do? This makes sure that the manipulation on the lower time frame is over, because I could have executed here, but I would need now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes of drawdown, while here I execute, and within 30 seconds the market goes higher and quickly goes to my final take profit. One of the things that is very interesting to also know is that there are days where delivery is very fast, in which your execution is going to be faster, and there are days where you have to be more careful with the trades that you're taking, because the more confirmation you wait for, the higher the probability of the trade that you're taking. While in this specific one, the market is just screaming at you like, hey, I'm going up. Are you in or are you out? And it's the job of the trader to understand exactly when to do what. And that is one of the things that I'm going to break down on the live event on the 14th of July, by the way, where I'm going to be giving away $500,000 worth of challenges and $3,000 worth of cash. So make sure to be there and sign up. You also get access to my exclusive Telegram and master trading direction. So let's go back. Next up, we have another very messy day, so to say, where I am still able to finish break even, but the market was just messy, right? And we see that happening where the same thing over and over and over again happens. Market comes back to a key level, pulls all the way back, gives us the 5 minute confirmation. I execute thinking, okay, finally the market has chosen its direction, so therefore we're going to move. And then it moves all the way down to my stop loss. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it, right? And then obviously we had equal lows. The market sweeps the lows, engulfs, and at this point I execute again, and the market ranges and ranges and ranges and ranges and moves higher. And by the way, these days are very draining. Days where you are stuck in a trade for a very long time, especially on NASDAQ, because you know that at any point it can just fully reverse on you. And I just want you to know, by the way, that is incredibly normal. Like this being draining is very, very normal, for the simple fact that it's money and risk and uncertainty. Everything is on the line. And so it's normal that it becomes quite tough to hold these positions. But it's normal. Again, I want to say this. I'm being very raw with this video because I want to make sure that you understand that whatever you go through on a daily basis, I go through too. Right? So we have one very quick losing trade. I did not like that. And then one beautiful winning trade. Let's go to the next day. Now, on this day, we actually have 9:30 a.m. open. But notice, I want you to notice something very clear here. And I want you to see how important this is. I want you to see where we are on the 4-hour chart, because this is going to be important later down the line, by the way. Notice how before the open, the 4-hour chart was failing to create a higher high, right? It was failing to create a higher high. And so therefore I thought, the market is actually more likely to move to the downside than it is to go higher. But the market is still bullish on the daily chart, so I'm still going to be careful with trying to short. I'm not going to try to short, but I knew that I also didn't want to long, and that's why I stayed out on this specific day. But guess what happened? The market pulls all the way back towards a key level, gives us this massive reversal, and then what do? The next day, I'm already executing on the longs and getting a beautiful winning trade. And we see here all of this move to the downside. Could I have executed on the shorts? Sure, but again, I'm interested in executing on days where direction is incredibly clear. And if I think that the market is going to end up moving bullish, if it doesn't, that's fine. I don't need to take a loss if the market doesn't go in my desired direction. But let's say that I was trying to force it, right? And right here, I would have executed, I would have taken the loss. And then right here, I would have executed and I would have taken another loss. So understanding when it's also low probability conditions is incredibly important for your success as a trader. And the next day, we go all the way back down towards a 1 hour order block. Let me quickly show you. We go all the way down to that 1 hour order block, and then we start moving higher. What do? Well, the 4 hours looking bullish, the 1 hour is looking bullish. We already manipulated to the level that I wanted it to manipulate to. And so I execute on the longs after the manipulation at market open. Once we confirm on the 5-minute chart, and then the market goes higher towards my take profit. And this is, again, it comes to show that you don't need to trade the 1-minute chart to actually take these trades. These are all trades that are based on the 5-minute, executed on the 1-minute, sure, but you could have executed just as well on the 5-minute confirmations, right? Now, next day, we have a beautiful move to the upside, and I'm thinking, okay, let me be a little bit more aggressive because the market looks very, very bullish, and that quickly bit me, and it quickly turned into a loss. I just got swept out, and again, this is why I'm making this video, but I want to do it. This was not fun to see at all, right? And then we have that move higher, pull all the way back, and move to the upside, resulting in a beautiful, beautiful win. This was 1-minute confirmation. This is one of those cases where waiting for that 1-minute confirmation, which was the pullback and the engulfing, actually gave me a worse entry. But either way, still resulted in a winning trade. Next up, what do we have? A couple of no trading days. Why is that? Let's look at the 4 hour. Let's look at how the 4 hour was looking at that time. This is why I say, by the way, that the 4 hour is incredibly important, is because if you see that the 4 hour is failing to create the higher highs, you're very, very likely going to actually see a pullback, and that can give you the shorts, which, spoiler alert, is the next trade that I took. So let's quickly go to this trade where we have a beautiful move to the downside. Market pulls back to the 1 hour, confirms bearish. I execute and I take a loss, and then eventually the market confirms bearish again. I execute and I take a win. Where do I take the profits? I take profits after the sweep of the low and the tap of the extreme. Again, I don't want to overextend my stay, especially when I know that the market is bullish overall and the market might continue moving to the upside. So notice how I take profits at the low, and then the market reverses on the 4 hour, boom, starts tapping it. So notice what the 4 hour is doing now. It's bullish again. The daily is bullish, right? But I'm not executing when the 4 hour is bearish until it confirms so many times that I'm actually comfortable with taking the shorts. For example, here, that wasn't the case. And then the 4 hour confirms bullish, and I'm like, okay, time to long again. And so I did. The next day, the market opens, it manipulates, goes higher, confirms that 5-minute, boom, confirms it again. I execute on the 1-minute confirmation, and very quickly the market goes towards my final take profit of 1.5R. Let's continue. At this point, the market is already showing the bullishness, and notice how I'm not entering in longs and shorts and longs and shorts and longs and shorts. I'm entering in line with direction. How much easier would trading be if you had to only focus on trading in one direction? If you're bullish, just wait for the highest probability longs. If you're bearish, just wait for a highest probability shorts. It's as simple as that. Now, next up, we have a very similar trade where the market confirms bullishness. I execute and I take a loss. Again, I want you to understand this. This was my best month in terms of returns. I keep my losses small, I keep my wins high, And my goal is to always trade in line with direction. So when the price action is good, it quickly takes me to take profits. And when it doesn't, then it's paper cuts. That's how I've been able to make 11R in 1 month. So I take the loss, then we confirm again, 1 minute confirmation, I execute, and I take a very tiny win. Basically, this was already by the end of the day. So this didn't even cover the loss, by the way. This was a 0.6. I pretty much consider it the break even, but I also consider the day pretty much a break even. And then the next day, daily is still very, very clear. We pull back to the higher time frame order block. And by the way, this is one of those days where a lot of traders would be bearish. Why? Because we have sweep of the highs, move to the downside, close bearish. A lot of people would short here, right? But what I do is very different. I'm only looking for the highest probability longs. And so I see that we come to a higher time frame key level. I see that we come to 2 higher time frame key levels. We reverse, we tap, and it goes to my take profit very, very quickly. And this is why direction is so powerful. It's because it shows you where the market is more likely to go with the most amount of momentum, right? This is what is important, right? And the next day, the market moves very, very strongly to the downside. I'm bullish. So what do? Nothing, right? Range moves down. And now we're talking. The market goes all the way down, taps a 1 hour order block, right here, fully reverses this, taps the fair value gap, confirms on the 1 minute, and a little bit after, it goes to my final take profit for a beautiful winning position. And last but not least, I know this was a handful, I know this video is long, but it's packed with you seeing over and over again that I execute on the same thing, and I'm human and I'm a normal trader, and that you don't need to be exceptional to become a profitable trader. So this is what we can see. The market moves higher, moves lower, confirms bullish, incredible bullishness. So let me quickly show you the confirmation. We have the move to the downside, the 1 minute engulfing, order block, boom, I execute, and it goes to that final take profit. And these are trades that I call every single day in the Discord, but that's not important. I just want to show you that as a trader, there's nothing incredibly special on what you do. You find a profitable edge and you execute on it for a long enough period of time. You are going to be emotional. You are going to miss on positions. You are going to get tagged out when the market is going to run in your direction. You are going to take trades that are going to be winners like this. You are going to take trades that are going to be losers like this. We saw a little bit of everything in this video. And I wanted to make it because I think this is important for you to understand what the reality of trading, even when it is an amazing month, is. So with that being said, keep your losses small, keep your wins great, focus on direction, and I'll see you live on the 14th of July where I'm going to be giving away $500,000 worth of challenges and $3,000 cash. I'll see you there.